Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope all is well as always. For today's video, we are going to be trying out these 6 pink jelly polishes from Born Pretty. They were kind enough to send me these polishes and I'm super excited to get into them today. I did go ahead and swatch all of these in a short, so if you missed it or haven't seen it yet, I will post that video in the description box. And because they're all so pretty, I was trying to figure out how can I use all of these colors in one set, but I was going to do a marble look and I was like, no, I'll kind of like switch it up, which I may still do, I'm not sure, but I wanted to use number 3, but then I kind of thought about a different look for these polishes, so I'm actually going to be using number 1 and number 6. And for this look, I decided to go with a stiletto shape. So here are these stiletto gel X tips that I'll be using. And of course, I will leave everything that I use in this video in the description box. So for this look, I will actually be also using a white jelly polish from a different Born Pretty set, and I'll also leave that in the description. But I wanted to do some ombre and try out that blooming gel rose that I've been seeing everywhere, but pink instead of red, which I really do want to try to do a set for just the blooming gel with the red and black because I just think it's so pretty. But so for these nails, I will be doing 1 coat of this white polish on a few of the nails and 1 coat only because I do plan on putting different layers on this nail, as you can probably see from the thumbnail. So I'm only doing 1 coat of this white polish and then I'm going to cure it for about 60 seconds. So moving right along, I will be using number 6 for the other nails to do an ombre with, and so I'm going to be using this number 6 as the base color for our ombre nail, and then I'm going to use number 1 for the actual ombre. So 2 coats of this, and then I will be curing for 60 seconds in between each coat. So for the ombre, I'll be using the polish number 1. Such a pretty, deep, dark pink plum type of color. Really, really love this color, and I was like, I have to have this somewhere on the nail, so decided to do an ombre with this one. So here I'm just taking some of the polish, and I am going to be putting 2 coats on, but so for the first coat, I'm just kind of eyeing where I want my ombre to end. So I'm going to put it a little bit past the tip of the nail, and then with this ombre brush, you're going to very, very, very light-handedly break up that solid line. And what I like to do is kind of, once I'm done patting the line very light-handedly, is just going up a little bit so there's that type of gradient happening with the nail. I have used this method in previous videos, so if you have seen me do this before, sorry for the repeat, but this is one of my favorite ways to do an ombre. So again, very light-handedly, because when I used to do the ombres and I would just push down super hard, it's really just taking all the polish off, and then you just have to keep adding, and then yeah, it's very frustrating. So definitely just do a really light hand and then go in an upward motion to kind of spread that apart. And I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds and then apply another coat of this polish and repeat the same process until I'm satisfied with the way the ombre looks. So moving on to our blooming gel rose, I'm taking this number 1 jelly polish, and I don't know why I was being so aggressive with this polish, but so I'm just going to put a little bit on this little art palette, and I'm going to take this blooming gel and put a really thin coat of it on the white nails. So super thin coat of the blooming gel. Blooming gel is one of those things where, like, when I was first trying to use it, I would put way too much on there. And you want to be careful when you do add way too much blooming gel, because then when it cures, it has like these lumps in it. So not really the look we're going for here. So thin coat of blooming gel, and I'm just taking this thin small art brush and kind of trying to make a rose with it. So circular motions and then the petals. I don't really know how to explain this part, but I was just referencing a picture of a rose on Pinterest just to kind of see like how the petals go. So I'm just making these small little petals, and because it's blooming gel, you want to work quick enough to where it's not expanding so much to where you're not even done with your design yet. So it's like go fast but not too fast. That is a terrible explanation on how to do this, but just try to get a good feel for what it is that you're outlining or what it is you're trying to create. Because if you hesitate too much, and then the blooming gel is just going to keep on spreading and spreading before you have enough petals on there. So take your time, but don't take your time. Kind of have a game plan for where you're wanting your lines to go. That way, by the time the blooming gel is expanding, you're pretty much already almost done. I hope that was a good explanation for what it is that I'm trying to show you here, but that's the best way I know how to explain it. So just take your time, but don't take your time. And it does help having a reference picture, because I don't, in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what a rose looks like. And then I try to do it. I'm like, this looks nothing like a rose. So just have a game plan before working with blooming gel and know what it is that you're trying to achieve, because blooming gel works really quickly. So just keep that in mind when you are trying to create with blooming gel. So I did cure that for 60 seconds. And here I'm just taking that #1 gel polish and just kind of outlining the petals. Nothing crazy, like I'm not going to color it in or anything. I'm just making little lines where the petals are to kind of define the flower a little bit. So I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds and then repeat the same process for the remaining of the nails. And here is our final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a fun one to make, trying to do that blooming gel rose. And of course, like I said, I will leave everything that I used in the description box. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.